Please tell me why everyone is becoming attracted to India and the Hindu culture. So, this is not a new phenomenon. We've got so many beautiful leaders, beautiful teachers, those still in their bodies, those who have passed on, who came to India decades and decades ago. So many came in the late 60s, early 70s, from America, from Europe, mostly from America, a lot in those days. So this is not a new thing. So many of the spiritual teachers in America today, the American teachers in India, from American teachers in America, but teaching Eastern traditions, came here in the late 60s, early 70s. Their disciples teaching now. So it's not new, but we've definitely seen an increase. Even just in the 25 years that I've been blessed to be here. A big increase. Every year, so many, more and more people from all over the world. Every country of the world are coming here. And even those who aren't able to physically make the trip, so many are tuning in to online programs and devotional chanting kirtan, studying, joining us in satsang. Why is that? I think it has to do with the basic common sense of the human mind that says, I've looked where I was told to look for something. Didn't find it. Therefore, let me look somewhere else. And in the West, we're told from the time we're very young, most of us, that if we want happiness in life, and we want joy in life, and we want peace in life, and we want real success in life, meaning in life, that we should make a lot of money, have a good education, get a nice job, buy nice clothes, build a nice house. And so people do that. But as they do that, they realize, hey, wait, I now have a really big house. I now have really nice cars. I've got a good job, making a lot of money. But I'm not actually happy. Why is that? And they look, and they keep looking in the same place, because that's where we're told to look. Sometimes people say, the problem is you've got last year's model car. Problem is you don't yet have the highest position. So we're always being told more. Better, better, better. Higher, higher, higher. But at some point, many people have an awakening, an awareness, an epiphany that says, maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe it's not about more of the same, but actually maybe it's something different. And yet, sadly, in a lot of the Western cultures, there isn't a place to go for those teachings of what's different. There's not so much of a culture that says, look within. It's a culture that says, look where the light is. Look here, it's bright. Look in the shopping centers. Look in the store windows. Buy more. Have more. Acquire more. Earn more. And it's a culture that keeps telling us that. But when we've done that, a lot of people say, it's not there. Where else do I look? And so India being a land sacred land, a mystical land. And again, this is not a recent phenomenon. This is going back. India's been this way for thousands and thousands of years, and I think the West has known about it for a long time. There's lots of beautiful literature you can go back to from hundreds of years ago, of people learning from the land of the yogis, learning from the land of the mystics, the land of the sages, to find those answers. And so it's not a surprise that now, as means of transportation have increased, of means of access to information have increased, as our availability to teachings have increased, that more and more people are looking and are turning toward this culture, turning toward these teachings. Because look, you can only keep looking in the wrong place for something for so long before you finally realize it's not here. And so India and the teachings of this beautiful culture stand as this model of a place where we may not have all of the latest gadgets, or all of the luxury, or all of the ease, or all of the convenience, but there's a secret here. I remember when I first came to India, it touched me so deeply to look around and to see the people who were living so far below Western standards of poverty, but who were so happy, so fulfilled, so in peace, so much more in peace, in fact, so much happier, in fact, than people I knew in America who had it all. And it made me realize from the very beginning that there is a secret here. I had to come here to realize that. But there's a lot of people who, even sitting from their homes in so many different cities around the world, are tuning in, whether it's through books, whether it's now through the internet, online, whatever it is, but tuning in, or even in their own cities. These days, in so many cities of the world, you can study Indian philosophy, study Vedic teachings, study the Bhagavad Gita. People are realizing that happiness, that joy, that meaning I'm looking for in life is not going to come from just having more and more and more, because we've done that. Been there, seen that, done that. Doesn't have what we want. How many lifetimes do we have to keep coming back, doing the same thing over and over again, with the same result of nothing, until we finally realize it's not there? And this is where so many people then are turning here to find that real answer. So whether it's arriving to come here on the banks of Ganga at Parmarth Niketan to immerse themselves here, whether it's tuning in from all over the world, whether it's taking classes in the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Vedas, whether it's learning yoga but diving in a deep way, it's not just the asanas. Yeah, we're seeing it because it works. Because those who do it then experience that happiness, that joy, that meaning. And they tell people. And people around them realize, she's a lot happier when she comes out of meditation class than she is when she used to come back from the shopping center. This must be working. there's a light, there's a peace, there's a joy that's permeating her after she meditates, after she's studying the scriptures, after she joins satsang. That's much more than we used to feel with her when we all would just go to the parties or go to the bars. And so we keep doing that which works. And we tell people, and people see it. So slowly more and more people are turning to this. The tragedy is the number of Indians who are turning away from it. The number of Indians who are turning toward the West, consciously allowing themselves to be deluded into making the same mistake that so many people in the West make. Following in the footsteps of mistakes that Western culture has made by making material possessions primary, by making financial success primary, by making our whole model in life about the material world, about having more money, having more possessions, having more name, having more fame, climbing that social ladder. That's the tragedy. As more and more people from the West are realizing that in those teachings in that culture isn't happiness, more and more Indians are forsaking their own culture in favor of this delusion of happiness through possessions, of success through your rung on a career ladder, or which office you have, or success through the size of your house, or the number of your cars, or how much the neighbors want to be like you. And that makes me very sad, because people from the West can't be blamed for not turning to this culture if they don't know about it. Like I didn't know about it. It was God's grace that I came here because I liked vegetarian food. And that grace showed me. But for Indians, you have this in your blood, in your genes. For Indians to be turning away from this culture is the greatest tragedy. It's the greatest tragedy for you, for your children, for this nation, and for the future of the planet. Because actually the keys of this culture are the keys that our world needs to move into a sustainable, one, united, unified, together, global family, global nation. And so if the Indians themselves are turning away from it, who's going to show the light to the world? So this is what's needed. The Westerners are coming. They've been coming for a long time. They're going to keep coming. But the Indians need to stay. The Indians need to appreciate deeply the core of these teachings, the core of the culture, your sanskaras, your heritage, your roots. That's up to you.